Hey folks, this is Brian with my Chronicles of Carreen campaign review, session review, campaign notes, GM musings, blah blah blah. Okay, so anyway, like I mentioned many times, these are for me, but it gives me a chance to share my campaign with others too, and maybe get some feedback on issues I've been running into. Um, this is actually session number 26, and it got me thinking: should I do some playlists for each chapter so that it's easier to follow is not the right word, but I don't know, view maybe, I don't know, just some thoughts. Session last night, yes, and we got to play. I was missing two players again. One of them, I had a friend over, so he was having a conflict with that. But some of the other guys who know him thought maybe his friend, who also plays Runequest, would be interested in, just jumping in, covering for the guy who's gone, that kind of thing. But that didn't pan out. Oh well. Anyway, it actually worked out fairly well though for the session. I'm starting to think in my head that maybe six is a bit much for online. Maybe I should stick to just around four. But I'm not kicking anybody out, so I'll just not look to replace folks if anybody has to or decides to gets somebody else gets too bitty or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's almost 2 minutes gone, wasted with gibberish. Okay, so the session last night, as I was prepping for it, just reviewing the NPCs and the situation, I realized that now this is a temple. So these guards, technically all of them should be initiates, um, but that would be one heck of a dump of rune magic. So instead, I decided to make the captain and the sergeant full initiates like a PC, and then the others, I've only sacrificed one point of power for a rune point, and that their rune magic would be more tied to actual doing what a worshiper would do, kind of thing, rather than being able to just, you know, throw small darkness elementals everywhere. But that's what I had the captain do. His sword's beat down. His shield, if I'm right, is completely gone because he's doing dodging now. Um, and so I had him summon a small darkness elemental, and then per the rules, he needs to control it. So he summons it the first round. Second round, he attempts to control, and he was unsuccessful. And then later, I think it was that round or the next, he went down. Um, Abdomen hit, brought him to zero, so he collapses. So he's busy just defending from the ground. And the player who's fighting him decides to go Florentine on him with his sword and shield. He's got enough bonuses now that it's something we're doing. Any with this, the speed, the mobility, and the coordination spells, both reducing strike ranks. Now, we did talk about this at the beginning because I started wondering if anybody's got only one dex strike rank or a zero, then these bonuses for the mobility and the coordination aren't going to be of any effect because what it does is it decreases your dex strike rank. But everybody's got like a 2 dex strike rank. So I'm running around with a 0 strike rank right now. So I got strike ranks of like 6 or 5, that kind of thing. And so he hits with his sword. I think I got parried on that, but then he does a shield punch on him. And that one, he wasn't. Oh, he dodged. That's right. He dodged the sword, but he didn't dodge the shield punch. Hit in the chest for enough damage to bring his chest to 0. So now he's coughing up blood and can't do anything at all anyway. What a mess. So the NPCs or the cultists are down 3 fighters. We did another one of those contested contested hex occupation things again. And I decided as I read through the rules again that the attacker would be the one with the higher dex. Well, maybe I shouldn't have reversed that. Because the higher dex guy's going to get in there and the attacker's going to try and knock him out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing next time. Higher dex gets the space. The lower dex has to attack to get it back or something, or to take it from him. Okay, so anyway. Well, we went through that rigmarole. We did during that whole empty hex, because the shorty guy, he went down. What was it he got? Is it a headshot? I don't remember now, but he got hit enough to put. Oh, he got 0 hit points. That's right. They nickel and dime him down to 0 hit points, so he collapsed. So he's unconscious on the ground, and so there's a movement to take that space, right? And the PCs won that one. Arestra, the Babista Gore, Axewoman, got the space. So the Darkness Elemental was cast on one of the PCs, Ingrillah, something like that, his name is, and he missed his save. And that's how I do these kind of things. Instead of me doing attack rolls, I have them do saves, so they're rolling all the dice for everything. I just have to reverse the numbers. And they actually had a pretty good. This was pretty weak elemental. His power's only 9, but he missed, collapsed down. Subutai goes in to get him, pull him out, kind of thing. Attacks him. He misses his roll. He goes down. So they got these 2 collapsed bodies on this Darkness Elemental. And those 2 players then take over the 2 PCs who weren't there. That worked out pretty well. It was kind of nice. And Ulfgar goes in, grabs one. He makes his save, so he pulls that guy out. Next round, he goes in and grabs a guy and pulls him out. One of the cultists moves forward into a half hex when the captain went down, because there's a half hex kind of thing there. And it got me thinking, I need to check out my fancy trip and see if it talks anything about half hexes, although it probably doesn't, because they do caverns, they do the full hex thing all the way down the hallways. But talking about a meter space that a character is taken up, which allows punching out of your hex into the next hex, kind of thing. So that's a fairly believable distance. But if you're at a half, backs up against the wall, she's trying to stay out of his way, still do some attacking over here, right? So I just did gut reaction rulings instead of rules, that she was at half for all of her activities, but she was actually doing pretty good fending off Rorak, the Lind worshiper axe guy, but his axe has been beaten up. He's got a large shield, so I'm not sure why he was using the large shield. Well, his axe percentage was higher, so he's more likely to be able to parry with it. And if he does parry a special kind of thing where he's doing damage to the attacking weapon, it's going to do more damage too. So there's some logic with that. But earlier on, he had been reversed, and battle axe only has 8 hit points, so they were able to take it down some. And it got hit again, and so I realized, this guy's got a shield. So don't worry about it. He's pairing with the shield. That kind of stuff's going on. So we've got one guy in the hallway. We've got the girl against the wall. Both fighting Arestra, the Babista Gore. And we've got Brorak fighting. There was a couple of spots in there earlier where Ruthgar was throwing disruption spells. A couple of those worked. So he also tries to wake these guys up and is not able to. And he actually tries a heal spell on them, see if that might do something, and it didn't. There's some discussion on Dismiss Magic, the rune common rune magic spell on how that works and what it would do, and does he just keep adding in points to get to where he needs to be, or does he have to just kind of guess how many points to do? And we had a little discussion there about can you tell how powerful a spell is? Now, if this set spell like Fire Blade, it's 3 points. But do you really know if a guy's got Shimmer 4 up, or just that he has Shimmer up? Mechanically, of course, he said minus 5% is minus 20%. It's much harder to hit. As a character, can you gauge that kind of power level? I think I might, but I'm not sure. Okay, so when the girl with the cape moved up and got her back against the wall, there is a priestess who moved forward, shifted so she can see, especially when it was actually when Shorty went down and the beast score moved in. She summoned a small element, darkness elemental, and threw that on Arestra, but she was able to save. She did her control spell, so she's moving it around. Moved on to Borak, whose constitution is like 19, and this is another weak one. It's only 9. And so it made that save. And somewhere around there is where we ended the session. It was pushing just past midnight, and the players has to get from work today, Saturday morning, to make a video. But there may have been a comment about we've been fighting this a long time. And I've been tracking these melee rounds. The spirit magic stuff's about to go down, which made me start to think, do you as a character know when your spirit magic goes down, or does everybody find out when it drops? I'm not sure. I'm thinking no. I could say, okay, it's going to be going down soon. Well, which round? People start asking, okay, which rounds are going to go down? Is it good? Do I have 1 or 2 more rounds left? And when you're in the heat of battle, nobody's got their watch going, oh, your spirit magic's up, 25 melee rounds, bing, bing, bing. That doesn't happen. So I think I'm going to go roll with it's a surprise. Now, if you're able to, as a player, I can see players tracking. Generally, combat doesn't last this long. This happened to have lasted this long because they did a fight, and then a fight came on them. So, and then there was there was some time of moving around, investigating, and I mean, you can go around a room in 12 seconds. You can go in, see the thing. So it's not really that much. It's believable to me that it's only mainly around the time that went through when after the first fight was over and the party is going through doing a couple of things. Yeah. So I ticked off a few melee rounds for that stuff going on. It's also why some of the guys in the back, at least this particular party, or the NPC party, was doing stuff, prepping up, coming through. So I think it's fairly accurate what I'm doing. But if you got players tracking melee rounds, or if you're tracking melee rounds out in the open and everybody knows how many melee rounds it's been, everybody can gauge, okay, my magic's going down this. Is it really going to be that much of an issue when it happens? Okay, statement of intent. My spirit magic is going to go down this round, so I'm going to recast it. But you can't cast it until after it goes down. So it's just, okay, maybe your magic goes down this round. Does it go down on the strike rank that it went up? Yeah, it should. So I suppose you can gauge out. It goes off. It falls on strike rank 3. So on strike rank 6, I can cast it up. But I would say, well, no, you're changing your intent. Or you can wait till the next melee round. So if you add 5 to 3, that's 8. 8 and 3 is 12. So if it's just, a 2-point spell or whatever, a 1 or 2, then maybe you can get up in the same round. But there's going to be that span of time where it's down. Yeah, I think I'll let them do that. Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. And we'll do that next time. Happy gaming.